Every day, more and more people are leaving. No escaping New York. This is just adding to the thousands of wealthy residents who have already left New York City. As America's biggest city rapidly degenerates into a hellhole, the decision to leave is getting easier and easier. New York has been an incredible success story over the past several decades. New York was a cesspool in the 1970s and 1980s, but was transformed when crime rates plummeted and the city was given a facelift. What followed was unprecedented wealth, but after many years, that wealth was taken for granted. But many of the old problems are back, and that is forcing the wealthy to look for greener pastures. And so, let's take a look at the escape from New York. The summer of the coronavirus pandemic has turned into the summer of Escape New York. With the so called peaceful protests, rising crime, restaurant and public venue closures has made urban life less appealing. The city is suffering from the public transit debt, and new at home and remote work setups are giving those with the means the excuse to leave. And who really has a greater mobility? Well, it's the wealthy. They can work from their homes in the Hamptons or from their homes in Florida. Articles in the New York Times report that moving companies are so busy they're turning people away. It's like college moving day. On the other hand, the suburbs are experiencing an explosion in demand. And with the pandemic, Americans are getting the hell out of the more expensive real estate meccas of New York and New Jersey. If you remember, I left California nearly 2 years ago, and today I read how the state is imploding with out of control fires, the homeless problem, overtaxation, and the San Francisco Poop Patrol, among others. But back to New York. According to Flat Rate Moving, the number of moves it has done has increased more than 46% between March 15th and August 15th compared with the same period last year. The number of those moving outside of New York City is up 50%, including nearly 232% increase to Dutchess County and 116% increase to Ulster County in the Hudson Valley. According to the New York Times, there is a boom in suburban real estate. This as an increasingly online workforce is forced out by the city closures. Urban living is losing its appeal. Just in July, there was a 44% increase in home sales among suburban counties near New York City compared to the same month last year. Those who can afford to move are not just fleeing for the suburbs or upstate New York. They are moving to significantly cheaper and lower cost of living areas of the country, like Texas, Florida, and South Carolina. The coronavirus pandemic is reviving American mobility on a level reminiscent of the mid 20th century. As Bloomberg and United Van Lines report, far more people moved to Vermont, Idaho, Oregon, and South Carolina than left during the pandemic. And the reverse was true for New York and New Jersey, which saw residents moving to Florida, Texas, and other Sun Belt states. There is becoming a general fear of living in densely populated areas. Further, better communications platforms make it more possible to work remotely. My question is, what about those who cannot afford to move? It could be a very long winter. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.